We got to stick together. FBA, B1.
B1. Shout out to Brandon for coming up. Now, before I bring up the next person, let me acknowledge Iron Will's super chat. Shout out to you for the 10. He says, salute Taurean. He's a little something for the collection plate. I appreciate you. The collection plate is making a little bit of noise, and I appreciate it. Okay, hold on. Before I bring up the next person, Denzimus wanted to come right back up and say something. Okay. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. So I just wanted to say real quick, since they like to talk about free will, not free will, free speech all the time, from now on, I don't want to hear any of these white supremacists say shit the next time we make fun of a Charlie Kirk situation. That's it. That's
all
it.
Right, appreciate you coming back up. All right, let me give Brandon's channel link, and I'm gonna post it in the chat. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to his channel. So there's his link right there. I just posted it in the chat. Run them numbers up because he definitely does good content on his channel. He just did a video talking about the influence of foundational Black American music, and it was a very, very good video. It felt like I was watching a little mini documentary. All right, let me see who is next. We got Mahako. What's going on?
Hey, Taurean, appreciate you taking my call. As always, great broadcast and everything. Really appreciate all the information. So, yeah, Chud the Builder, or should I say Chud the Chump, as your awesome picture says. This guy is just like the rest of them, man. He's a straight up coward. Notice how if he has to catch a fair one, you know, he's just going to flat out lose, right? So he had that thing on him, and it still didn't work. How the hell do you shoot yourself? Like, yo, that's insane.
That's why they were calling him Chutter Bob.
Yeah. It'd be like you play like Call of Duty or Apex or something like that, and you know you almost have the guy down, you end up shooting yourself, and you lose the match. That's pretty much what he did. And now all of a sudden he's trying to,
and like I said earlier, Josh was still putting the paws on him after he got shot. Like this dude could have literally lost his life right there, but he was not about to go down without a fight. You know what it reminds me of, and I don't know if anybody in this chat watches the show Invincible, but their recent season just ended in the character Invincible, but he was fighting this character named Conquest, and literally Invincible said to Conquest, he said, I'm gonna make in so many words, I'm gonna make sure that you never breathe again. He was holding on to this guy by his throat and basically strangling him while they were fighting mid-air and flying all over the place. And Conquest did a move where he used his hand and chopped into Invincible's stomach and was pulling out his intestines while he was still holding on to his neck, choking him out. He managed to choke this man to death even while his guts was like literally being spilled out and being ripped out of him. That's what when I heard about when Joshua was still fighting him after he got shot, I said Joshua was Invincible and Dalton was Conquest.
Damn. Well said, man. Well said. But yeah, family, for anyone that's here live or, you know, you catching the playback, nothing wrong with that. I'm always in the playback gang as always, but don't be scared of these people because they talk a lot of hot garbage, but in reality, they're cowards. I swear to God, if you go 1-to-1 on them, you're probably going to win because they're cowards. This is what they always do. It's the same damn playbook all the damn time. I'm glad the brother is okay, though, because the last time something like this happened, even though it was more than one person, I remember, for me anyway, Ahmaud Arbery, rest in peace, 2020. Yeah. That was a crazy-ass year. But I'm glad this brother's okay. Also, because, you know, white supremacists, they are not very smart or cunning or anything. They're just stupid. But he did it at the court, the courthouse, where there's cameras.
Exactly. I said, of all places to pull that's where you wanted to do it. I said, you literally did your little so-called shock jock stuff around different places in Nashville, like, you know, on like downtown Nashville or just around various businesses. But you decide to pull your ultimate at the courthouse during business hours in broad daylight where there are people around.
Yeah.
A place, by the way, that you just left out of. You just left out of the courthouse.
Yeah, it boggles my mind, man. Like I said, these dudes I'm just going to call them bots. I know everyone has their terms for these people. I'm just going to call them bots. That's what we call them in these. I like to play video games and stuff when someone doesn't know what the hell they're doing. These are just straight up bots, man. Like, I don't know how else to explain this. Like, they're so dumb. You just came into court and you pull this stunt. And the craziest part is Nick Fuentes and all his ilk, they're even saying, whoa, I don't support that. Whoa, time out.
Yeah.
That's team white supremacy. You can't do that. You gotta take that back.
Listen. When you get dubbed as to a point where they're saying you're doing too much, you are doing entirely too much, because they will go along with just about anything. But if they're not going along with something like that, then you know you messed up.
Yeah, they probably don't want to catch a stray from his goofy ass. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably like, let me back off this one. The next guy, we're gonna have to talk to him on, Discord or whatever platforms these supremacists like to use nowadays, and their codes.
Telegram.
Yeah, exactly. Telegram, that's a big one for them. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate you taking my call. Family, keep your head on the swivel and do not be scared of these people at all. They are cowards. And like that, I'm out. B1.
Shout out to Mahako for coming up. Next up, we got Jesse. What's going on?
What up, Taurean? What up, family? What the hell am I hearing?
What are you hearing and what are you seeing?
What am I hearing and what am I seeing? Chuck the Busty is begging the same people that he called nigga to for help. What?
Yeah. And he got a whole fan club and everything. And I said they look just as ridiculous. I said this is hilarious. It is very funny how all of this just kind of culminated the way it did. I mean, literally, again, this dude did all of this, and this is where he's at right now. But again, for me, the funniest part will be when the judge said that the bond is set at 1.25. That long blink that he took, it's like his stomach fell into his ass. Oh, that long blink was like, the fuck? You like, what did you just say? 1.25 million. It's like, did you think he probably? I don't know if he thought that he was going to just walk right out of there after what he did, or he felt he was going to get a way less bond than that. When I saw that had me dying laughing the first time I watched that. I had to make sure before I spoke on it that I said, please let this be real. I do not want this to be AI before I say anything on this. And then I said, I'm glad that it's real. But then what made it even funnier was watching everybody else commentate on it. We all had the same reaction.
Yeah, we did. It was unanimous. The same reaction all across the new Blacc Media. Yeah. So what is his GoFundMe at now?
Let me check and see.
That was another that cracked me up. When it said you can't use that money to bail out.
Yeah. They said no. We're gonna make sure you block that. And the thing is, like, even though the attorney that Emerald had on there was up there talking some nonsense, it was some things he was saying that he said it wouldn't be enough, because he has to pay the bail bondsman. That's something. Then they're asking for collateral, which means basically coming for his property. So again, like they said, the only way he would have been able to bail him on his own self out by himself is if he had that 1.25 million, which we know he does not have. But his gifts and go is currently sitting at $268,200, which is interesting again because Joshua Fox's GoFundMe is at $263,000. Yeah. So again, someone had said, whoever put hands on Dalton Etherly, if they had a GoFundMe of some sort, they said they are going to make bank.
Yeah,
they was not lying. They said that, and people are donating in droves, and this man got there in a week. The goal is 300,000.
Okay. Well, salute to the family for making that possible. We got to match these white supremacists dollar for dollar. Do you see how much they donated to Daniel Penny for killing brother Jordan Nilly?
Remember last year when what happened with Carmelo Anthony and people was donating to him and how much money he made? Then a couple weeks later, you had the Shiloh Hendricks situation. I said the only reason y'all big up in her is because y'all made it into a legit competition. That's the only reason that woman almost made $1 million, because y'all were trying to compete with what Carmelo Anthony had going on. I said they ain't shit.
Right. That's it. They say, and they still salty about that. They using the money to buy a new house.
And they're middle class Americans. Like his parents make 6 figures. Like they didn't even need that money. Right. But you know, every little bit helps because maternity fee is going to rack up. And by the way, I believe his trial starts next month.
Next month, yep. You know, we're gonna cover it on the front line. I know you're gonna cover it over here.
I'm gonna talk about it. I may not talk about it like, you know, as far as like go live every day that the trial happens, but you know, I'll go like every week, you know, say something about what happened on that week. Hopefully it's not a long trial. I hope it's not a drawn out trial, like maybe 2 weeks max.
Is it still going to be in the same district?
As far as I know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had, Taurean. I'm just as surprised as you. This damn, not even suspected. This white supremacist got the audacity to ask FBA for some
support. Excuse me, like, huh? No, when he literally set up there inside to say that we was going around back in the day during the civil rights movement calling white people that word, I was like, who? I said, what in the revisionist history is going on here? Because if that was happening, that would have been heavily documented.
Exactly.
That would have been heavily documented back then.
He said that we was calling them chimps.
No, that you know what word? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we wasn't calling them that. That would have been documented.
Yeah.
We know what you was calling us.
Yeah.
And our ancestors when they was out there protesting and marching for equal rights. And not only that, but y'all was throwing stuff at them. Y'all was spitting on them. Like, that's the ultimate disrespect right there, spitting on somebody.
Right. That is. All right, Taurean.
But I appreciate you coming up.
Let's get up here. Appreciate you having me on.
All right, and I'm going to bring up one last person. Scoop, out there on the left coast. What's going on?
What up, Taurean? What up? Salute to the chat. Man, oh my God, these people, I swear to God, them and their revisionist history and changing this and changing that. Do they not know we know our history? Because it just seems like they swear we don't know and they need to teach us. That's one thing I can say about dealing with them. When you deal with them, they talk to you like you're dumb.
Yeah, like we're kids. Like it's like, and it's like they talk down to you, not to you, but at you.
Exactly. That's, I have a problem with that. It's like they always, even in chats or whatever, they speak to you as though you're their child and they have to teach you because you don't know any better.
Like you gotta be spoon fed.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man, really? What you think we don't know? We know us better than y'all know us, and we know y'all better than y'all want to admit we know y'all. When we see the play, we know where y'all coming from. We already knew with this Chud thing to what it was gonna go. We ain't stupid. We know how this was gonna end. We know it.
Like we said, he put it out there. He put it out there in them tweets. He put it out there in the videos of what he wanted. Basically, what he put out there was nothing more, up until last week, was nothing more than a fantasy of what he wanted to do. And then it happened. See, the thing is, I think for him, he did all of that, of course, for attention. He did it for clout. He did it for the views. And of course, he did it for the money. But that's how he actually felt. What it is he did not expect it to actually happen and go down the way that it did. That's why when he was in that courtroom and they told him what that bond was, he did that long blink pause because he was like, "Oh damn, I'm cooked."
Oh, he was all right. He didn't expect that white privilege.
And what made it even funnier is when he had to be brought into that courtroom by 3 black bailiffs. And the one that was standing right there looking dead in his soul, his eyes was piercing into his soul when that judge read that bond and he blinked his eye. I said, I wish I could read minds to know what that brother was thinking in that moment.
His eyes is bigger than a Belgian waffle at that time. He didn't know what to do. Like, I almost like he wanted to say, "Did you see what color I am, Judge? Did you see I'm a white guy?" Because that's all they all go off of.
And what's even crazier, even prior to what happened that day, if you remember when he got arrested for what he did at that restaurant, one of the arresting officers was a black man. He had locks. Like a younger guy, he had locks. So imagine a couple days prior, one of the people that arrested you was a black man, and then the day that you are in that courthouse for what you did outside of it the day before, 3 black cops are bringing you in.
Exactly, and I know that hurt his feelings. Oh, I know his feelings.
You know what? I wonder too. Now that I think about it, I wonder if that was intentional. I don't feel like that was on accident. I mean, what are the odds that the people that you antagonize all the time, 3 of them are the ones bringing you into that courtroom? I think that man, I would not be surprised if that was intentional.
Hey, I wish I could have been a news reporter because I sure would have been asking him a bunch of questions. How does that feel? How these black officers feel? Don't you hate these black people? Don't you have a problem with us?
And you know what? Depending on what type of, because I have a strong feeling that this is definitely going to go to a trial. Depending on what type of trial it is, it's going to probably be a flood of black people at that courthouse every day to see what the outcome of that is. And let's hypothetically say this goes the way that it should and he gets found guilty of whatever he's going to be charged with. Man, you probably gonna have people out there partying like they brought Mardi Gras from New Orleans to Nashville.
Oh man, he got it coming. See, this what happens when you mess with our people. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever say this for you folks. Don't ever say there ain't no unity. Oh, them blacks, y'all know how to come together. We know how to come together when we need to.
Exactly.
I tell you that. So don't spread that narrative. One thing I'm gonna tell them, because I know them folks are probably lurking in your chat trying to see what's going, because they come everywhere we go. They gotta see and hear, and let me tell y'all something. Learn some history. Learn some history of where we built, where we came from, and how we get down, because you don't know. Listen to Fox News and Newsmax and all that. Got y'all just, that high IQ, bro, you can't run with that, because y'all have proven time and time again that IQ ain't there. You don't got it. So we know the country that we built, and we know how y'all gonna act and the things y'all pull. We way ahead of the game.
And I'm glad you also mentioned them too. To all the people that might be lurking, that might be on Dalton's side, if they go after him with state charges, which I'm sure they will, that means Trump cannot pardon him.
Nah, he got to do his time.
He will have to do his time.
And I'm all for it. Popcorn and everything with extra butter. Hey, B1 Taurean.
B1. Shout out to you. Shout out to Scoop for coming up and rounding out all the calls. This was a good live. I kind of figured it was going to be a lot of people that was going to come up and speak for this live. But this is where we are going to go ahead and shut it down, y'all. But shout out to everyone who came through. I had a very good time. The next live will be the weekly recap on Saturday. And of course, like I said, his bond hearing is tomorrow, but I'm just going to wait until I do the weekly recap on Saturday to talk about what the update is with that. We are literally on Chud watch right now. It's gotten to that point. Since he want to be all up in our business, we about to be all up in his. But shout out to everyone that came through, all the people that spoke, everybody that's in the Discord, everybody on Patreon, or the other various social media sites that y'all are following me on. I greatly appreciate it. We are about to get up out of here. Video coming tomorrow. I'm gonna put the premiere window up after I get off of the live, and y'all will see. Man, listen, that video tomorrow is going to be an eye opener. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, we are about to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe, stay hydrated, stay cool, and most importantly, be one.